talking about and seeing the movies, The Resolution and The Endless, has got me thinking about another micro-budget cosmic horror movie, Absentia, but instead of that movie being centered around two brothers like The Endless, or one male friend trying to make his other male friend recover from a drug addiction, this one is about two sisters. So this is like the female micro-budget movie, cosmic horror movie, to the two male micro-budget cosmic horror movies. Now, this movie, I would say, has more heart and it's less ambitious. So, as far as the previous review, this falls more towards the resolution. And pretty much, I would say, across the board, with this movie, it has a lot of heart for a micro budget movie. And it gives that sense of realism that micro budget movies really do instill. And that in that way, I think this movie's pretty successful. Again, though, the problem with this movie is it is absolutely not for everybody. You need to be able to have an interest in micro budget movies and have a tolerance for horror movies. This doesn't have the best acting in places, and it can be pretty difficult, pretty rough on somebody who's not into it. But I would say, as far as special effects deliver, this movie is actually slightly better than The Endless. And it's kind of interesting too because the guy that directed this movie, Mike Flanagan, moved his way up from a micro-budget movie like this all the way into mainstream Hollywood success. Because a year ago, he directed a little movie called Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining. So this guy took this straw and turned it into gold and turned it into a very successful Hollywood career. And that's something you got to respect him for. Now this movie, it deals again with like interdimensional monsters. And there's an interdimensional monster, which is like this bug thing. And there's parts where you sort of get to see it. So, ironically, even though this movie is like lower budget than The Endless, you actually get to see more in this, so that's cool. So it's this interdimensional bug that pulls people through this underground walking tunnel. So this woman had her husband taken through this underground interdimensional walking tunnel about 7 years. And I'm giving you plot spoilers right now, so I'm kind of ruining it. But basically, 7 years ago, her husband got taken into the other dimension. And finally, 7 years later, she's accepted that he's dead and publishes says that he's dead in absentia. And it turns out that she's pregnant with her new boyfriend's baby, who was the investigator of the disappearance of her husband. At the same time, she has a sister who's trying to recover from her drug addiction, who comes and lives with her. So, basically, short story and complete spoilers right now. Pull your ears away. They all get pulled out into the tunnel by the interdimensional bug thingy. Again, like I said before, if you're not into micro-budget movies, there's nothing for you to like here. But if you are into them, I would suggest it, right? It's a pretty fun movie, and it's a quick watch.